Hey everyone and welcome back. Today I'm flying ANA's legendary The Suite First Class from Tokyo Narita to San Francisco. This is my most valuable airline points redemption yet. If you're interested in knowing how I paid only $232.51 for this first class flight that typically retails over $10,000, you're going to want to stick to the end for those details. But first, let's get into the experience. I started off with check-in at Narita Airport Terminal 1 in their south wing. Instead of going to an ANA counter, ANA first class passengers get access to the ultra-exclusive suite check-in. It felt less like a busy airport counter and more like checking into a luxury hotel. During check-in, I asked the staff if today's aircraft would be the special Pokémon EV plane. I had checked online and my Tokyo to San Francisco route had a possibility of using that themed aircraft. Unfortunately, they confirmed it wasn't. Although my check-in was complete, I mentioned I wanted to visit the Pokémon Center at Narita Airport that was located before security. I wanted to do this before I went through the dedicated first-class security line. Because I brought up both the EV plane and the Pokémon Center, the staff presented me with an amazing personalized gesture upon my return to the suite check-in area. They hand-wrote a boarding certificate with today's flight details and drew a Pikachu with a pilot hat on it since they knew I was a big Pokémon fan. They also provided me with a keychain and a sticker, which I thought was very thoughtful. After checking in, I moved to the private security area exclusive to first-class passengers within the suite check-in area, and I was through instantly. After clearing security, I headed upstairs into the ANA Suite Lounge, which is reserved for first-class ANA passengers. There were hardly any other passengers in the lounge, which made it feel very exclusive. It felt like there were more staff than passengers, which made the service incredibly attentive. I was debating what to eat. While I was looking forward to my flight's onboard meal, I also wanted to try what a first-class lounge had to offer. I asked the staff for recommendations and if I could get smaller portions, and they gladly accommodated. The attendant took my order herself and brought the food directly to my seat. I tried a few dishes, but the absolute standout for me was the pork and hamburger steak with demi-glace sauce and vegetables. For dessert, I highly recommend the pumpkin Mont Blanc. Both were fantastic and I enjoyed them with a view of the planes taking off right outside the window. I wanted to shower before my flight. To access the showers, you have to register at a kiosk in the lounge. Keep this in mind, while the first class lounge wasn't crowded, the shower space is shared between first and business class passengers, so you may experience a wait. I had about a 10 to 15 minute wait. While waiting, I tried the lounge's massage chair. While I appreciated having this amenity in the lounge, the chair was a bit small. I'm about 183 centimeters or 6 feet tall, so when I put my foot in the footwell, my knees were protruding. Also, the headrest was near my neck and shoulders. Once my shower was ready, I received a text message and then I headed to the shower area. The bathroom was very large and felt clean and modern with white tiles. It had a chair, a place to open my luggage, 2 hangers, and a fan. The shower itself featured Pearl Elegance shampoo, conditioner, and body soap. Near the sink, they had Sekisei brightening emulsion, essence lotion, and cleansing oil, along with a hairdryer, towels, toothbrush, and a slipper. Soon it was time to board, and boarding was an incredible experience. As a first-class passenger, I was in the first boarding group and was able to use the dedicated exclusive tunnel on the left to board the plane. Stepping onto the plane, I was warmly greeted by the cabin crew who immediately offered to take my bag and escorted me to my seat. This flight's Boeing 777-300ER had a first-class cabin with 8 seats. I chose 2A, a window seat. The seat was thoughtfully designed for maximum convenience. It features a dedicated mini closet for a jacket, a big deep storage space to the right of the TV, and under the ottoman beneath the TV, there is a convenient space to store your shoes. The deep side console is also where I found additional storage space, the charging port, a USB port, and a headphone jack. The TV screen was massive. I measured it at about 6 iPhones wide and 3¼ iPhones tall. For controls, you have the main remote to control the screen and plenty of buttons. These buttons control seat positions, mood lighting, the meal light, and the reading lights. The reading lights were a little confusing. I thought it was a simple on-off switch, but you actually have to press the button multiple times to cycle through the very subtle dimming levels before the lights fully shut off. The meal table slides out from the space in front of the TV. The folding mechanism was interesting. Unlike other airline tables, this one actually folds away from you, which tripped me up a couple of times. The window controls are also a very cool feature. You have 3 large windows, and you have the option to close all of them at once with a single master button. When you close them, there are actually 2 sets of electronic shades that come down, a sheer privacy blind, and then the blackout layer. Waiting for me at my seat were a cardigan, pajamas, and slippers. We were also provided with Sony noise-canceling headphones and an amenity kit. For a welcome drink, I was offered Krug champagne. I really enjoyed the Pokemon-themed safety video as we prepared for takeoff. Shortly after takeoff, I decided to access the complimentary Wi-Fi for first-class passengers. I had received an email prior to the flight with the Wi-Fi voucher code. While the speed was noticeably slow for web browsing, it was fast enough for messaging and sending photos and videos. I had a hard time deciding what I wanted to have for dinner. Since I was flying a top Japanese airline out of Tokyo, I felt like I should order the Japanese meal. However, the international menu featured an enticing collaboration with items prepared by the executive chef of the three-Michelin-star restaurant, Joël Robuchon, that I really wanted to try. The flight attendant said that I could mix and match options if I wanted to. She suggested that I start with the popular caviar appetizer from the international menu, then enjoy the Japanese meal. She assured me that I could order other international menu items later in the flight if I wanted to. The meal started with the amuse-bouche, followed by the international menu's caviar appetizer. The quality of this single appetizer absolutely blew me away and instantly set my expectations sky high for every course that followed. The Japanese meal was an incredible cultural experience. The flight attendants explained the significance of the ingredients and the ideal way to eat certain items. Every dish that came out was visually stunning, showing incredible attention to detail and meticulous plating. This may be a bit controversial, but compared to the powerful, unforgettable flavors of the caviar appetizer, the subtle flavors of the Japanese meal were a little disappointing for my palate. After finishing the main courses from the Japanese menu, I still had room, so I decided to take the flight attendant up on her earlier offer. I asked for the Wagyu Beef Filet with mushroom potato cake and pastoral salad from the international menu. I'm not exaggerating when I say this was probably the best food I've ever eaten in my life. The pairing was unforgettable. The exceptional tenderness of the Wagyu combined with the potato cake's genius texture. A delicate, crisp skin over a soft filling elevated the dish far beyond anything I'd ever tasted. The flight attendant also suggested pairing the dish with bread. I chose the seasonal pumpkin bread, and I was so glad I did. I didn't expect the bread to actually look like a pumpkin. It was very soft, the pumpkin flavor was perfect, and it was amazing for dipping up the remaining sauces of the dish. After dinner, I headed to the lavatory. It felt incredibly clean and was stocked with amenities like linen towels, mouthwash, toothbrushes, and a bidet. It also featured a fold-down dressing platform so your feet don't touch the floor when changing. After I changed into my pajamas, the flight attendant proactively offered to hang and store my regular clothes in the front closet. When I returned to my seat, it had been transformed into a spacious lie-flat bed. As someone who's about 183 centimeters or 6 feet tall, there is plenty of space to fully lie flat. This was my first time ever flying in a seat with a closed door, and it felt incredibly private. Once closed, you can't see passengers across the aisle, and the entire suite genuinely felt like your own private space in the sky. After I woke up from my nap, I wanted to try the remaining items from the three-Michelin-star Joël Robuchon collaboration, especially after how much I enjoyed the caviar and Wagyu from that menu. Here's a pro tip. On the international menu, the collaboration items were the ones without an asterisk. Any dish with an asterisk was an original ANA dish, meaning it was not one of the Joël Robuchon dishes. I first ordered the remaining appetizers. The foie gras was rich and paired beautifully with the accompanying salad. Next was the Botan Ebi tartare. The dish combined the smooth, soft tartare base with the crunchy, crispy eggplant and other toppings. The crustacean oil brought out all these different textures and powerful flavors together in one incredible bite. For my next dish, I ordered the steamed kinmedaille with vin jaune jus and lobster sauce, and I especially love the lobster sauce in this dish. I asked for pumpkin bread again to pair with it, and the flight attendant, knowing that I loved it, brought me 2. For drinks, I selected the Hibiki 17. Although I rarely drink, flying first class is such a rare opportunity that I figured I had to fully embrace the experience and try it. I knew this was a discontinued bottle and a signature item often featured in reviews of the ANA first class experience. The drink arrived in a glass with a small elegant bottle placed right next to it. After I finished my meal, I checked out the Ettinger first class amenity kit. Inside, ANA provides a reusable bag, a card case, toothbrush, earplugs, eye mask, and lotion, cream, and lip treatment from the brand Sensai. Early in the flight, the crew shared a special detail. First-class passengers have the exclusive privilege of purchasing a rare Hibiki 100th Anniversary Edition. Just before descent, I completed my purchase of the bottle for about $340 or 50,000 yen. Knowing this typically sells for more than $800 on the secondary market, this is an incredible perk and a fantastic souvenir from an amazing flight. So what's the final verdict on this ANA first class experience? The hard product, like the large comfortable seat, the giant TV, and the private door, was excellent. But the soft product is what truly sets this experience apart. ANA's service was the most cohesive and personalized experience I've ever experienced with an airline. The quality was top tier from end to end, all the way from check-in to the lounge to the in-flight experience. Crucially, the service wasn't just technically great, it felt genuinely personable. They took the time to customize that boarding certificate with a Pikachu and pilot hat, and later when I simply asked for the seasonal pumpkin bread, the crew remembered I liked it and surprised me with an extra loaf. These small gestures made the flight feel truly special. The food was also incredible. I appreciated the stunning presentation and the cultural experience that I encountered with the traditional Japanese meal, and I was completely blown away by the caviar and Wagyu beef from the international menu collaboration, which I think are absolute must-tries. The personalized service on this flight was unforgettable. What is the most memorable above and beyond service moment you've ever experienced? Please let me know in the comments below. For those interested, this flight usually costs 72,500 Virgin Atlantic points and $232.51 in taxes and fees. With a 30% credit card transfer bonus, I only transferred 55,800 points to Virgin Atlantic and paid $232.51 in taxes and fees, which I think is an incredible deal for a flight that retails for well over $10,000. Thank you so much for watching. I want to give a special shout out to all the ANA crew. Thank you so much for making this an unforgettable first class experience. If you enjoyed the video today, please hit the like button and the subscribe button. I really appreciate your support as it really helps the channel. and I'll see you in the next video.